Today, we are going to talk about how to use a technique called leave in, leave out to summarize a fictional work. So, um, it's pretty easy. What you're really looking for when you write a summary is something that has a good, clear main idea. For example, if you're talking about, say, Harry Potter, the whole story, what's the heart of the story? What's the story mostly about? The story is about a boy who doesn't realize he's a wizard, whose whole life is changed when he realizes that there is a wizarding world and he's a part of it. So that's the main idea, and that needs to be the backed up with everything in the summary, including the important details. So the question is, how do you decide what's important and how do you know which details to leave out that aren't necessary to the plot while making sure you tell what really happened? And this is important when you write your summary. You need to make sure it includes all the important things, including spoilers, because a summary is not a teaser. It is telling the story in shortened form with only the most important parts. So that, don't worry about spoilers, add them in. And again, making it long enough to tell the most important things. So, how do you use this leave in, leave out technique? First of all, just make a big list of everything that happens in the story that you can think of. List all the details. You don't have to write the story out, bullet points are fine. Then, once you've gotten them, you are sorting them into two categories: the leave in category and the leave out category. And as you decide which details should be left in and which details should be left out, you need to ask yourself if the story still makes sense without the detail you're looking at. For example, in Harry Potter, the part about Hagrid coming to rescue Harry from his family, his muggle family, is an important detail that should be included because that's the part that moves the story forward and gets him into the wizarding world, which is the main idea of the story. But the part about maybe his cousin Dudley getting cursed with a pig's tail because of how selfish she is during that encounter is an extra detail that is not absolutely necessary to move the story forward. It's just interesting. So that's what you're going to be asking yourself as you decide which details to leave in and which details to leave out. Now, how can you decide, like, how can you show that? You don't have to rewrite them anywhere. You can just highlight your leave in details one color, highlight your leave out details another color, circle your leave in details and leave the leave out details alone. Whatever system works for you. The point is you need to make sure you can tell the two apart when you go back and look at your work. Now, how do you use those details that you've created in your sorted list to make your summary? Well, check your leave-in details and make sure you have them in the right order of the story. How did they happen in the story, beginning, middle, and end? Then you take those details and start putting them in paragraph form, writing complete sentences. If you listed your details as just bullet points and phrases, this is going to be a very important step. Make sure you write it in complete sentences. Then, when you think you've got it all in there, go back, read it carefully, make sure it flows smoothly. Are there sentences where a couple of the details could actually be combined in one statement to make things a little more clear or a little more precise? And just double check and make sure it does contain everything that you think is important.